LOTSO'S LIE. In Toy Story 3, Woody, Buzz Lightyear, and the rest of Andy's toys end up at a daycare, which at first looks like paradise for toys.
New toys!
The place is run by the friendly pink bear known as Lotso, a calm toy that just wants them to have a happy home. With his soft voice and friendliness, he really sells the idea that there is safe. But Woody soon realizes the daycare isn't a paradise at all, but it's basically a toy prison. Lotso rules like a dictator.
Prisoners sleep in their cells. Any prisoner caught outside their cell spends the night in the box.
After the toys escape, they end up at a landfill and a giant conveyor belt leading into a furnace, seconds away from being destroyed. At the last moment, Lotso gets the chance to save them by pressing the emergency stop button. For a second, it looks like he might help, but instead, he decides not to. In one of the coldest betrayals in animated movies, he turns his back on them and leaves them to die, basically saying, "Good luck, guys," and walking off. Brother betrayal. In Disney's The Lion King, young Prince Simba grows up looking up to his father, the great King Mufasa. But not everyone is happy with Mufasa. From the start, his brother Scar has always wanted the throne, and always looks like he's definitely plotting something. He secretly creates a plan to get rid of them by tricking Simba to go into a canyon, then causing a stampede. When Mufasa jumps in to rescue Simba, he ends up hanging from the edge of the cliff with nowhere to go. Instead of helping his own brother, Scar does the exact opposite. He looks Mufasa dead in the eyes, drops the coldest line ever, and throws him off the cliff to his death.
Long live the king.
Then, to make it worse, he tells Simba the whole thing was his fault and tells him to run away forever. Scar steals the throne, breaks his nephew mentally, and betrays his brother, creating one of the craziest betrayal story in animated movies history. Secret villain. In Zootopia, Officer Judy teams up with street-smart Nick to solve a strange case involving predator animals in the city, suddenly going savage.
Run!
During the investigation, the small and polite assistant mayor Bellwether becomes their only supporter, and the case starts pointing toward powerful, shady, and rich businessmen as the villain. With predators going crazy and the whole city panicking, the situation gets worse, but Bellwether stands by them and innocently continues to help. Then the twist hits. Bellwether reveals that she was behind everything the entire time. She used a poison to make predators go savage so other animals would hate them, just like she does. The quiet little assistant who looked harmless turns out to be the mastermind of the whole plan.
Yeah, pretty much. It won't work. Fear always works. And
It's one of those betrayals where the nicest character in the room becomes the dangerous one. Fake prince. In Frozen, Princess Anna meets the charming Prince Hans and falls in love. The two are finishing each other's sentences, singing together, and even planning marriage in the same day.
of our marriage.
While Anna goes off to search for her sister, Hans, like any perfect Disney prince, stays behind to protect the kingdom. In the end, Anna returns, freezing to death, and the only thing that can save her is a true love's kiss. Naturally, Hans will be the one to save her, just like a classic Disney moment. The prince runs in, gives the kiss, and everybody lives happily ever after. But in this movie, Hans reveals he never loved her at all. He only pretended so he could marry into their royal family and take the throne for himself. Then he leaves Anna to freeze to death on purpose.
No.
The sweet, perfect prince is actually the villain, and the betrayal hurts because the movie makes you trust him just like Anna did.
You won't get away with this.
I already have.
Stolen invention. In Big Hero 6, young genius hero creates an incredible invention called microbots, tiny robots that can connect together to form anything.
I think what I want them to do, they do it.
During a science fair, a mysterious fire broke out, and his older brother dies in the explosion. Hero later discovers that someone secretly stole his microbots during the chaos. The thief turns out to be a masked villain known as Yokai, who uses it for evil. At first, suspicion falls on a businessman who tried to buy the microbots, but the truth is even worse. The person behind everything is actually Professor Callahan, Hero's own mentor. The man who believed in him, viewed him as a son, and was also always there for him and proud of him, turned out to be the Yokai. He faked his death in the fire, stole the microbots, and caused the explosion that killed Hero's older brother.
No, I had your microbots.
The man he trusted caused his brother's death, making the betrayal feel personal. Fame betrayal. In Coco, young Miguel dreams of becoming a musician. The person he looks up to the most is the legendary singer Ernesto, a star who became famous through pure talent.
If he could play music, maybe someday I could too.
Somehow, he finds himself in the land of the dead, and he meets the goofy but kind Hector. There, as Miguel searches for the truth about his family, Hector reveals that he used to be Ernesto's partner, and they were both musicians. The two wrote songs together, traveled together, and became famous together. The betrayal is revealed when Miguel learns that Ernesto poisoned Hector to steal his songs and take all the credit for himself. Ernesto didn't become famous through hard work, but he literally killed his best friend to get there.
He stole your songs? You should be the one the world remembers.
The hero Miguel admired his whole life turns out to be a fraud and a murderer. So, sometimes the biggest legends have the darkest secrets behind them.
No! Miguel!
Replacement dog. In Disney's Bolt, the story follows Bolt, a dog who believes he has superpowers because he stars in a TV show where he plays a hero, protecting his owner Penny. Since Bolt doesn't know the show is fake, he thinks every danger is real and believes Penny genuinely depends on him to survive. Because of that, his loyalty to her is on another level. One day, Bolt accidentally gets shipped far away from Penny. After going through a long and painstakingly hard journey, he finally makes it back for an emotional reunion. But instead, on set, he sees something he never expected. Another dog is standing in his place, filming scenes with Penny, and she hugs the replacement like nothing happened. From his point of view, it looks like she forgot him completely and moved on. The person he trusted the most replaced and betrayed him faster than my Wi-Fi signal on a rainy day. And that betrayal hit harder than anyone thought it would. Uncle Prowler. In Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the story follows Miles Morales, a teenager trying to figure out life after suddenly getting spider powers.
Stop sticking! Keep sticking, Miles!
The only person he's comfortable with is his cool and friendly uncle. While Miles trains with another Peter Parker, he keeps running into a terrifying masked villain called Prowler. This guy moves like a ninja, which makes him even scarier. During one chase, Miles ends up trapped, and the Prowler finally corners him. Right when it feels like Miles is about to be killed, the villain suddenly stops and removes his mask, and that's when the betrayal hits. The Prowler turns out to be his uncle, the uncle who joked with him and acted like the only normal person in his life. His uncle even hesitates when he realizes who he's fighting, which makes the moment even more painful. There you go. Craziest betrayals in animated movies. Hit that like button and subscribe. On screen, there's a video about animated movies plot twists you never saw coming. Watch, and I'll see you there.